Wow, so this video footage is absolutely crazy. So on Fox News, there was a debate. There's this guy, Chris Hahn, who's on with Mercedes Schlapp, is the person who's on the other side. They're on Fox News, they're having a debate. This Chris Hahn guy is a progressive, or he's at least a Democrat. And so what you're going to see is they're going to get into a really heated debate over the vaccine, actually, and whether or not, they're conspiracy theorists and whether or not they should take the vaccine. Chris Hahn is going to call Tucker Carlson and the Republicans and even Fox News conspiracy theorists. Check this out.
That is very irresponsible. People need to get vaccinated, and it's the private, hold on, it is the private sector that wants to make sure that people coming into their venues are vaccinated so that their patrons can be safe from COVID-19. It is time for conservatives in this country to acknowledge we have a crisis and start joining the fight to end it and stop spreading lies about what's going on in this country. It is devastating, this country, and blood is on the hand of the former guy and others who support him.
You're not going to call Tucker Carlson a conspiracy theorist. That is wrong.
He is.
This is what the Democrats do. They keep calling us names.
And you
We're
are
not going to put up with this. I stand for freedom. I stand for the freedom of the American people every single day.
You're a grifter. This is ridiculous.
Let's not do name calling, guys. Okay, let's keep it civil.
But I'm not going to allow Chris. He does this all the time. To call Tucker Carlson a liar.
Yeah, we don't do name calling.
Theorists. Okay, we have every right to make this decision for our family.
They are damaging the effort to get this under control.
We are a country that has...
So yeah, I actually really like that clip for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons I would say I like that clip was really because the aggression from the guy I thought was really good. It was a level where it didn't go too overboard, where it's just overbearing and shitty, but I thought it was to the right, threshold, essentially. And he shut her down, obviously, and she's trying to be like, oh, you calling names? And you could see that fake outrage, and it is pretty clear she's a grifter, doesn't seem to believe what she's saying, but he's absolutely shutting them down. It is a crisis, obviously, and they are conspiracy theorists. They spread election conspiracies all the way up until they were getting threatened with lawsuits, billion-dollar lawsuits against them. And Fox News, up at the top, the top of Fox News was telling them you can't spread these anymore. They're definitely conspiracy theorists. And with the whole situation of the vaccine, the problem with the idea of freedom and the vaccines are... anytime something becomes a public health issue, you are, and this is a general rule for freedom, really, you don't have the freedom to take someone else's freedom. And so that means that, if you're to kill somebody or if you're to rob somebody, those things are not legal, right? It's a free country, but you're not free to rob somebody. You're not free to do those kinds of things. Now, if you were to not get vaccinated, you are a public health threat to literally tens of people. And when you're talking about, on a personal level, when you're talking about a disease like coronavirus, this is one of the most, if not the most contagious, things we've seen ever, right? You could spread it to 10 people unknowingly. You can start chains. It's incredibly transmissible, unlike other diseases like Ebola or the flu or whatever like that. It's a lot easier to transmit. So you are now a public health threat. And it is going to help private business if people get vaccinated. And the thing, too, is, the whole reason why anybody would be skeptical of the vaccine would have to do something with they're putting something inside the vaccine, or, there's something going on, or there's some ulterior motive from the government that they're putting something in here, which is totally bullshit. It's crazy. And so even just that starting point is some kind of conspiracy theory. And it is absolutely insane. And so, you're standing for freedom, but that freedom is impeding on other people's livelihoods. You know what I mean? Like, you're literally putting other people's lives in danger. And so this is an area where, indeed, the government does have these kinds of powers. Now, I don't know if the government would be able to vaccinate people against their will. Businesses, most businesses definitely will not let you in without your vaccination card and your proof of being vaccinated. But there will be a question as to, especially given the vaccine will not 100% as it stands right now, will not 100% protect you from coronavirus. It'll only give you like 60 to 70%. And as the other strains start to go up, who knows how it's going to continue to roll down. We don't really know. But the only way to really curb this is not to have whoever wants a vaccine get a vaccine, but you really need everybody who is able to get a vaccine physically, because there are some people who can't handle it, to get a vaccine, because then you make it virtually impossible, because then pretty much nobody can have it because they've all built up the antibodies against it. So there is going to be a serious question on the horizon. Okay, is it going to be allowed? I mean, legally, is it going to be allowed for the government to be able to vaccinate people against their will? There's a lot of people, it's really funny too, like people drink tons of alcohol, or, do smoke cigarettes and, have horrible diets and stuff like that. And they're like, no, I'm not taking the vaccine, man. Who knows what they're putting in there? Like, bruh, you're chugging alcohol and doing cocaine and all this other stuff. Like, bruh. Like Tucker Carlson he used to drink so much he would get blacked out drunk. It's like Steven Crowder smokes cigars every day. And you guys are worried about what is in the vaccine? Seriously? It's laughable. Seriously, it's laughable. As if like America's this like healthy ass nation, doesn't do any cigarettes, no alcohol, no bad foods, and it's just, they care about their health so much, but they're worried about the vaccine. It's absolutely insanity, but this is absolutely hilarious.